What the fuck was that? Welcome to the second episode of the Devastation Evoker Zero to Hero series. In today's episode, you get to experience the first week of Mythic Plus through my eyes. I discovered that Lokis are dead on arrival. I had to face the music about Flameshaper's weakness and try Scalecommander, which was an absolute disaster. And that Algeth'ar Academy is no joke, especially the last boss. So grab your favorite snacks and drinks and enjoy this episode. Hi, my name is Saluun and I make videos about World of Warcraft weekly. So if you're into WoW, then hit that subscribe button and let's get started. The first vault of the expansion was a tiny bit disappointing. I was really hoping for a hero track tier piece, but honestly, normal tier is better than no tier at all. So, this week's goal for me was to get my key up to plus 10 and finish that for a myth track vault slot. Reach 2000 rating for a catalyst charge. Get 80 mythic crests to upgrade my crafted weapon. Get at least 2 set if not 4. First I did some noob finder in hopes of getting a tier piece for 2 set. And guess who was?
Lucky bitch.
Again. So that's 2 set done for now. Next I wanted to start leveling up my own key. And it took me about 30 minutes to get this group together. Not a single person even signed until 12 minutes passed. So while you watch the footage of the first 2 keys, I'm gonna go on a bit of a rant here. Despite hating social media with a burning passion, I posted a bit of a rant on my Twitter that Lokis are dead already on day 2 of Mythic Plus. It kinda blew up and I had some very spicy replies, but also had some nice people offering help, and that was kind of good advice too. I'll link it in the description if you want to read the replies, but yeah, there is not really much point doing the first 7 key levels. 8s are useful if you want to farm hero crests, and the myth crests start dropping at 9. A lot of people misunderstood my post. Many thought I'm complaining about DPS queues, which is not the case. If anything, I'm trying to do the right thing. Do my own key. I've been doing the Zero to Hero series since War Within Season 1, and I've never seen plus 2s be so dead and unwanted in the first week of a new season. At the end of the season? Sure, makes sense. But at the start? Ridiculous. Getting people to sign for my 5 was easier, or perhaps I got lucky with a 3 stack applying. Obviously, social media people didn't know who I am and that I'm pugging on purpose, so they were suggesting to find friends or a guild. That's generally good advice, but not for every situation. I have both friends and a guild. I teamed up with a tank friend on day 1 and we waited 15 minutes for 2 DPS to sign up for our plus 2. It was in the afternoon, so not even some outlandish time, and I think it's not normal to face this on day 1. I eventually filled my Evoker's key as well, sure, but it took a lot longer than usual this early in the season. Anyway, rant over. As you can see, the plus 2 seat turned into a 5 pit, and we smashed it up to an 8 Myzara caverns. I came to some hard realizations in this dungeon.
Hey y'all, come look at this.
My damage sucks. Flameshaper, as much as I enjoy it, falls really flat on 2 target bosses, which we have quite a few of this season. On top of that, I'm really not a fan of staggered pulls, but I understand they are needed sometimes. So after timing this Myzara, I decided to try Scalecommander in the next dungeon, which was Skyreach. This was the most embarrassing gameplay you'll ever see. My stupid deep breath just wouldn't stop. I'm mashing my button for it to stop and it just doesn't end, and I'm screaming at my character in full panic.
You're just swerving back and forth. Turn one way and stick with it, Tina. Tina, for the love of God! Turn away or stop! The brakes, Tina, on the left! You're about to hit that car! The brakes! Hit the brakes!
I was like, I'm either gonna fly off or I'm gonna wipe us the whole dungeon. I don't think I've ever been so flustered in a key. When we got to the third boss, I was like,
No! Hell no! 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 I refuse. No! No!
I was convinced if I use deep breath here, I'm dead. I decided to just use it on the ads. I don't care about the DPS loss. It is what it is. We timed the key, but I never wanted to touch this pack ever again after this experience. I was so upset with myself, I literally walked away from the PC after this dungeon to calm down. Before you go into keyboard warrior mode with advice, hold your horses until the end of the video. The next key was seat 9 because I lowered it from a 10. I lowered it because I wanted a different key. Honestly, I felt like I was carrying in this dungeon damage-wise. I have no idea what kind of gear these guys had, 2-set or 4-set or neither, but I felt like quite far behind overall as Flameshaper. Despite that, they kinda invited themselves into my 10 Algeth'ar, which I happily agreed to as I wanted to get a 10 done and didn't care if we time it or not. Plus I figured a 3-stack won't want to abandon if we fail. And we got our asses handed to us. 20 deaths at the end was rather unpleasant. My key depleted to a 9 pit. I wanted to use this opportunity to give Scalecommander another try, but this time with this. A cancel aura macro. This was an absolute game changer. Suddenly I stopped panicking about potentially kamikazing into something on every pull, because the cancel aura baked into my disintegrate worked like a charm. Now I still didn't perform my best because I still wasted pyre stacks, always forgetting to use tip the scales with flame breath because I'm used to never doing that as Flameshaper and so on. But my overall looked a bit better at the end and gained a little more confidence that maybe I can actually improve here. Next was the worst key experience I ever had. Algeth'ar 9. We have a package deal in this group, which is the tank and the warlock. As a single DPS pugging, it's pretty standard to invite duos, trios, in rare cases even 4 stacks to get the group ready faster. However, in this case, this was a massive error on my part. This warlock just kept dying from the beginning to avoidable damage like a frontal. Or circle on the floor. We also had a full vibe to unkicked books, which was totally my bad, but also tank should have waited for that warlock friend to get back before pulling, but yeah, we had a full vibe to this. The warlock dies on the boss because she is standing in front of the tank to eat that juicy frontal for a backfest.
Yeah, boy.
Nom 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 nom, like a little good Pandaren. While I acknowledge I put the group as relaxed, I did not say anything to them. But relaxed does not mean come completely unprepared. Or if you're a duo, be on Discord, tell her, hey, don't stand here or move out of this. The hunter wasn't much better with personal deaths, and we vibed on the 3 boss not once, not twice, but 3 times. I also had to explain tactics for everyone, in a 9. The last boss in Algeth'ar, probably the hardest currently, was of course impossible for our heroes to survive, but I don't blame them. I managed to stay alive while I felt like I'm Neo from the Matrix, dodging balls instead of bullets left and right. While it was a super miserable run, and it did fry my brain to crisp, at least I got to practice Scalecommander without feeling a pressure for performance. In the end, I managed to reach my goal by achieving Keystone Master, which got me 4 set as well, and finally had enough crest to upgrade my crafted weapon too. The last key of the week was Skyreach 10. The difference was night and day in confidence levels with Deep Breath this time. I was able to execute my rotation, but sadly our tank fell over, so we start the key with 8 deaths. There is still one mistake I keep making in my rotation, which is the tip of the scales on Fire Breath. I keep not using it, which is definitely a DPS loss on trash. But I'm glad that I'm more confident with Deep Breath at least. I even had no problems using it on the 3rd boss. Despite our hiccup at the start, the key was going smoothly until the trash before the last boss. The tank pulled more than he could handle, so we became bird food once again. We were still good on time though, so it was kinda fine. I would love to hear your theories in the comments. What kills me here? I was so angry at this death. To me it looks like a bug. Maybe Evoker specific, I'm not sure. The death recap made no sense at all, claiming I took hits from a Dread Raven that doesn't exist. We barely timed it, but at least the first +10 is timed. Well, I reached all of my goals for this week. Next week I'm hoping to time all the 10s and maybe even try to time a 12 as well. Anyway, that's it for this week folks. I hope you enjoyed this episode with the Scalecommander Redemption Arc. Thanks for watching, see you next time, bye bye!